Invertigo at Kings Island is my favorite supporting roller coaster at that park. The roller coaster collection of Kings Island is absolutely insane, and for their B tier coasters, Invertigo is a spectacular ride. I've been to Kings Island 3 times, once in 2018, once in 2021, and a third time in 2024, and all 3 times I took at least 1 lap on Invertigo. I remember the first time I rode this ride, I was expecting something similar to the boomerang at Knott's Berry Farm, and Invertigo absolutely blows that ride out of the water, which is kind of crazy. Like, I don't understand how an inverted version of the same layout is so much smoother and so much more fun, but that's the reality that we live in. Before we get started, please leave a comment down below, please like this video, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I would greatly appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Invertigo is in the Scream Zone section of the park, so it kind of has a generic theme, but I do like the color scheme. I think the blue on blue looks really nice with the light blue track and the dark blue supports. And I do like the name Invertigo because it is an inverted roller coaster with inversions, and you go forwards and backwards like vertigo. There's just a lot happening at once. That being said though, I do think the logo is pretty ugly. It could use a redesign. So these trains are nothing like traditional boomerang trains. Obviously they're inverted, so it is an inverted boomerang. But unlike traditional boomerang trains or traditional trains on any roller coaster, you can either sit forwards or backwards on this ride experience. I don't know the best seating arrangement for this attraction. I would totally ride it enough times to figure it out, but because this ride is so forceful and so powerful, I just don't have it in me to do that to my body, you know? But I would imagine it's most forceful at the ends of the trains, but I don't know if it's better to go forwards first or backwards first. If you're watching this video and you're a local to Kings Island who gets to ride Invertigo all the time, let me know what your favorite seat to ride Invertigo is, because I'd love to know for the next time I get to go back to your amazing park. I love Kings Island. What's very interesting about Invertigo is that the over-the-shoulder restraints are very, very bulky. So when I first saw them in 2018, I was like, uh-oh, this is gonna be a disaster. You have like no room to work with. They're large, so I was like, my head is about to get smashed to pieces. That's not what happened, obviously. I really enjoy this ride experience. So it's just crazy that an inverted boomerang with these massive restraints is such a good ride. It's kind of backwards, I don't know, just like a boomerang. So just like any other boomerang ride experience, you're going to start with a backwards lift hill, but there's a possibility that you could be facing forward going up this lift hill. One aspect of these trains is that if you're not in the front or the back, you're going to be facing someone. And if you don't know them, it can be a little awkward, which isn't ideal, but you know, it can be funny to watch a stranger's reaction to a roller coaster at the same time. So when you're going up this lift hill, you're gonna have a great view of the entrance to Kings Island. I do appreciate the ride placement that it is near the entrance to the park. And once you drop, you're gonna it's a very similar drop to any other boomerang. You might get butterflies in your stomach, more so if you're facing forward than backwards. And then you're gonna rip through the station. One thing I forgot to mention about the station is that the gates are huge. They go all the way up to like the ceiling, which is kind of funny, unlike most air gates for boomerang roller coasters. But yeah, you're gonna rip through the station and then go into the Cobra Roll. Unfortunately, the most janky part of this ride experience is gonna be the Cobra Roll, the transition out of the first inversion and into the second one specifically. It is pretty janky, but not enough to cause headbanging from my experience. And obviously it is very forceful. Speaking of forceful, right after the Cobra Roll, you're gonna rip through a vertical loop and then you'll hit that second spike. So just like any other boomerang, the second spike is gonna take you all the way up to the top before it releases you. And for the second half of the ride experience, if you were going backwards the first time, you're gonna go forwards this time. And if you were going forwards the first time, you're gonna go backwards this time, which is really interesting because obviously for every other boomerang ever, you don't have a choice. You go forwards first and backwards second. From my experience, going backwards in the second half is really forceful on Invertigo. I remember graying out very heavily during that backwards vertical loop and into the Cobra Roll. It's very intense, very forceful, which I appreciate as a thrill rides enthusiast, as a roller coaster enthusiast. It's so much fun. The same is true with the janky transition animations going through the Cobra roll backwards, but again, it's not enough to cause headbanging, and that'll put you back in the station. Unlike most boomerangs, for Invertigo, you go way up the first spike when you return to the station. Like for most boomerangs, you like barely go up it, but Invertigo sends you like pretty much all the way up there before it lowers you back down into the station. So overall, this is a very forceful, very intense ride experience. There's an argument to be made that Invertigo is more intense than the massive B&M invert right across from it, which is kind of crazy. They're both very, very intense roller coasters, and I love both of them. Obviously, I love Banshee way more than I love Invertigo, but I still appreciate Invertigo for what it is, and I hope it gets to stick around at Kings Island for as long as possible. In particular, I really, really hope Invertigo outlives Flight of Fear, because I think it kicks Flight of Fear's butt. It's way better. It's a much better roller coaster than Flight of Fear. So I'm gonna be really disappointed if Kings Island removes Invertigo before they remove Flight of Fear. That's just my opinion. Invertigo is definitely prime real estate for Kings Island because it's right along that front entrance. Having a big new roller coaster up there someday create a lot of excitement for park guests, but I don't know if that's in their plans. Ryan opened, they had a bunch of pictures for logos of old rides at Kings Island. They had a logo for Flight of Fear and a logo for Invertigo. So I was like, is that Kings Island teasing that they're gonna remove Flight of Fear and Invertigo? I'm sure that's the plan at some point in the future because those two roller coasters are some of the older ones at the park. So like their service life can't be that much longer in the grand scheme of roller coasters. But I really hope the plan is to replace Flight of Fear before Invertigo. But at the rate that the new Six Flags Corporation is removing roller coasters, they might just both get closed at the same time. So who's to say? But yeah, I'm a big fan of Invertigo and I hope it sticks around as long as possible. Not to say that it won't be replaced by a roller coaster that's better than Invertigo, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for listening. Please like this video. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Invertigo. And of course, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will catch you later.